Hey there everyone, glad to see you back for day 9 of the Conscious Cock Bootcamp. This week we're learning real-world tools to improve your relationship and communication. And I'm super excited to share with you today one of the best ways to conceptualize the dynamic of love that I've ever come across. But first, let me just say thank you for taking this journey with me and for making this commitment to yourself to improve your quality of your relationship with yourself and with your partner. I really hope you're getting some new insights and some helpful techniques and information that will really create meaningful improvements in your life. And if that's true, please take a moment and leave a comment. Now you can find Conscious Cock on Twitter and Instagram as well as YouTube and Facebook, so whatever works for you, right? Now on to today's awesome tool. There's an amazing way to look at love that was developed by a pastor and a relationship expert named Gary Chapman. After 30 years of working with couples, he published it in a book called The 5 Love Languages. The basic idea is that different people feel loved in different ways. And what works for one person may not work for another. He calls these different ways to feel loved love languages. And they are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch. Now, while each of us can enjoy each of these ways to feel love, most of us respond most strongly to one or two of them. So, if you don't know what your love language is, if you don't know in which way you can really feel loved, then you're not empowered to ever be successful in being loved. You simply won't know what your love needs are, so you won't be able to get them met. Now, words are power. They define thoughts and concepts, so if you don't have a word, a phrase, a name for a concept, then you're doomed to never be able to focus your mental powers on it or overcome its challenges. So let's go over them one by one, and I'll give you a quick way to determine what your love language is. So number 1, words of affirmation. Okay, Mark Twain once said, "I can live for 2 months on a good compliment." Now, that's funny, but it's totally true to people who respond to words of affirmation. If you need to hear compliments, verbal encouragement, kind words, or humble words in order to feel loved, then learn this term, words of affirmation, and start thinking about the fact that words are important to you and that you can own this and communicate it to your partner, thereby giving her the tools to love you in the way that you need to be loved in order for you to feel loved. Okay, now on to number 2, quality time. Some people really need to have focused attention from their partners in order to feel loved. Time alone without distraction or responsibility on your shoulders, where you can really enjoy being together and having each other's undivided attention. Quality conversation, doing quality activities together just because you love being together. Quality time is a way to express love, and if you need this from your partner, then learn the term so that you can own it and communicate it to her. Okay, and that brings us to love language number 3. Receiving gifts. This is really a universal trait of love all around the world. Everywhere on the planet, people in love give gifts to each other to show their love. To some people, it's really important to give gifts or to receive them, and to other people, it's just not so important. Now, if this is your love language, then receiving gifts from your partner is absolutely essential to you feeling like she loves you. They can be physical or symbolic, but the act of giving is a visible and tangible demonstration of love that some people absolutely need in order to feel love from their partner. Okay, next is language number 4, acts of service. This is basically doing things that you know your partner would like for you to do. Pleasing your partner by serving her or expressing love by doing things for her. Things like cooking dinner, cleaning the house, paying the bills, walking the dog, whatever. They're all acts of service. And acts of service require thought and planning and time to accomplish and must be done with a free and positive spirit to be meaningful. These can be requested, but they can't be demanded, or else it'll stop the feeling of love in them. And that brings us to the last love language, number 5, physical touch. Holding hands, kissing, shoulder rubs, sex, hug, tickles, wrestling, dancing. These are all forms of physical touch, and some people really need this in order to feel loved. Other people simply don't. But if you need to be touched in order to feel love, you'll know it. And the lack of it can be a deal breaker for you. It's a complicated subject though, because the kind of touch that feels good to you may not feel good to her, so it needs to be investigated and understood. And too much touch, or bad touch, can clearly be abuse, so it has to be done lovingly and consciously. Okay, so now that you know that there are 5 love languages, I'm going to give you a worksheet to figure out exactly what your love language is. It'll only take a few minutes, but once you're done, then you'll know how you need to be shown love in order for you to feel loved. And then you can take that information forward into your life and own it. Discuss it with your partner and craft your life so that you can get more of what you need. Now, it's possible to be mixed and have 2 love languages or maybe even 3 that are your main ones, and doing this exercise will show you that. So go to the Conscious Cock Facebook group and then go to the Files section and you'll find a download there called 5lovelanguages.pdf. Just print that out and do it with a pen and you'll learn what your love language is. Now, the reverse of this is also super important. Knowing what your partner's love language is so that you can volitionally love her the way that she needs to be loved in order for her to feel loved by you. So also in that worksheet in the download section of the Facebook group is a worksheet for her to fill out, for her to learn what her love language is. So hey, if once you both know your love languages, a whole new world will just open up to you where your love for each other can actually be received by each other, heard by each other. It's a huge tool, and I encourage you to go buy the book on Amazon and read it. Again, it's called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. All right, you relationship entrepreneur, that's it for today. Remember to keep up with your kegels every day and fuck your life, man. And give me some love by commenting on this post so that I know that you're out there and appreciating this. You know, my love language is words of affirmation, so give me some words of encouragement. All right, hasta mañana.